celebrating 20 years here at HCTV. And you can also read about this game in the next edition of the Hardwick Gazette, your community-owned newspaper. Lance McKenzie on camera, Michael on tech, Lance Hall with the call on a gray, chilly afternoon. But I think we're going to get this game in. I think the shower is going to hold off. Thetford comes in with a record of 5-1. Hazen 2-5. They have been on the road for a bunch of games. A couple of losses. They did win. They played a PA Stowe combine team, beat them 15-11. They also dropped games to Payne Mountain 11-6, Oxbow 4-1, and Montpelier 8-0. Next game is supposed to be Saturday at Spalding, but the weather forecast is rather ominous for that one. But we will be here Tuesday, May 13th, when Hazen will be hosting U32 at 4:30 p.m., and I'm hearing the weather on that day will be glorious. Today is National No Socks Day. It should be more like National Wool Socks Day out here, I think, you know. But also on this date, in 1982, the theme from the movie Chariots of Fire was #1 on the chart. So we're going to try and get some nice slow-mo shots of the guys with the Chariots of Fire music going behind them, you know. Maybe just to celebrate that a little bit. John Seacard on the mall, freshman on the mound, that is. On the mound, a freshman, and John has pitched well for us this year. He had one game here earlier in the season. He had 11 strikeouts. Been playing very well. We'll have Landon Miller at catcher. Over at first base is Grayson McNaughton. Second base is Evan Lemaire. Third is Jake Hayden. Shortstop, Justin Montgomery. Out in left field, we got Chase Newell. Center field is Owen Skorstead. Right is Zach Lemaire. Kaya Cloutier is going to be designated hitting today. Thetford's going to send Dempsey McGovern, a senior, up to bat first in this game. Opening pitch, moments away. I was talking to a Thetford fan. They were supposed to play Randolph yesterday. I believe that he said that game has now been postponed 3 times due to weather. It has been rainy and crappy lately, and more of it to come tomorrow and Saturday. But like I said, next week, another week. Glorious. There's a chopper that goes foul, and I see nothing up on the scoreboard yet. Is the scoreboard not working? Yeah, they had a thing. Yeah, they had a thing up there. Okay, I think we got 1-1. I'm so used to looking up and going over there just to do it up. That's going to be high. There goes the scoreboard. I believe our count is 2-1 to Dempsey McGovern. Strike 2. 2-2 your count. Seacard the pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. First K of the day for John Seacard. J.D. Farrell up next. Another senior. A couple of seniors, bunch of some juniors, a sophomore. One player who wasn't on their roster. I'm going to have to get some info on him maybe, if I can. Want to know your count? That one popped up high behind us. 1-1 your count to J.D. Farrell. That one popped way high. Coming in, Jake Hayden's going to try and make a play on it. Makes a catch. 2 up, 2 down. And this player is going to be playing shortstop. The only name I have is Lawrence. Didn't show up on a regular roster, but we'll go with Lawrence. Not sure what grade he's in. That went high. 1-0. Inside. Clips the plate for a strike. 2-1. 2 outs. Seacard the pitch. Swing, that one popped way, way high over here towards the dugout. I don't know if almost took out TJ. 2-2, 2 outs. I think that hit real close. That closer than I'd want it to hit. Back onto the backstop. Outside. 3-2, full count, 2 outs. Lawrence at the plate. Seacard on the mound. Down low for a ball, he walks. All right, we've got Oliver Hazen, a sophomore, and he will be pitching today as well for the Panthers. Seacard trying to keep Lawrence at first. Strike 1. High. Lawrence trots down to second. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Down in front, gonna have to hurry. Miller over. Runners at the corners. As Hazen gets on. Almost like a bunt-like hit. Yeah, exactly. Swinging bunt. Chopped it right down in the dirt. Evan Patterson, senior, coming up. Runners at the corner for Thetford. 2 out. High for ball 1. Saracen goes down to second. Runners at second and third now. Count 1-1. A little bit of a 2-out rally here for Thetford. Patterson will be playing right field when Thetford takes the field. High. 3-1. Andrew Spooner, a junior, on deck. Walked him. Bases loaded for Andrew Spooner. He'll be the catcher. Junior for the Thetford Panthers. Bases loaded, 2 out. High. High again. 2-0. So after striking out McGovern, getting Farrell to pop out to Jake. We've had a walk, we've had that swinging bunt, and then another walk. Stolen base. And that's loaded the bases here. Drama here in the top of the first at Hudson Fields, 2-1. Big gap between center and right. Swing and a miss. Wants that one back. 2-2. Spooner wishes he had that one back. That one low. Runners hold. Runners hold. Lucky bounce off the backstop, or that could have scored a run. 3-2. Full count. 2 outs. Struck him out. Big strikeout for John Seacard to get out of a jam right there as he had loaded the bases with a full count. And that pitch had gotten by Miller off the backboard. So a little bit of luck, a little bit of nice play, and some good pitching out there. 2 strikeouts for Seacard in that inning. See Coach Allen coaching his players down there. So we're going to move to the bottom of the first. We'll bring up Owen Skorstead, Chase Newell, and Justin Montgomery. On this very day in 1970, Michael, the last Beatles album released, Let It Be. Much of a Beatles guy? Beatles or Stones?
I think probably Stones for me.
Yeah, I go Stones too. Exactly.
I never want to listen to it. I never
Yeah, you don't
never
sit
like,
down.
man, you know, it'd be really good right now as a Beatles.
How about you, Lance McKenzie?
Oh boy. Probably the Stones.
Stones? Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
They just generate more of that emotion.
yeah.
There's memories
Hmm.
going through here with Rolling Stones.
I agree. You can't deny what the Beatles did.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know how many artists, let me throw this out, older artists that I've interviewed who said they got their whole, when did the genesis of your career start? What made you want to get into music, play rock and roll?
Hmm.
All started with that Beatles appearance on Ed Sullivan. The older guys.
Yeah.
You're,
Inspiration.
yeah,
I think it's really impressive that they, as like one continuous lineup, they were able to move through so many different. Like their discography is so deep
yeah, and it's so diverse.
and so diverse.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the most impressive part of that band.
yeah,
I just like it's.
yeah.
I think my mom maybe played too much of the bubblegum stuff for me to be super into it. I didn't find their later albums until I was out of college.
Mm. All right, Saracen on the mound, 0-1 to Skorstead. Let's make it 0-2. One thing I got to say we've seen this year is the opposing pitching has been phenomenal. That we've seen some good pitching here for our team as well. John has pitched really well. Grayson's pitched well at times, but I must say the opposing pitching that we've seen today has been this year has been really good. 1-2. Struck him out.
Yeah.
Chase Newell, sophomore. Ball one.
Just give me a tap and I'm done.
Sarah's pitching. He's a sophomore. So we got a sophomore pitcher for Thetford and a freshman pitcher for Hazen. One and one out. There's a short hit. It's going to drop foul. No play. Strike three. Two strikeouts. Two up, two down. Justin Montgomery up. Sarah's in a bit of a flamethrower down here. This guy throws hard. Strike one. Outside. 1-1. Strike two. Tip down. Keeps the bat alive. 1-2. Two outs. Justin Montgomery. At the plates, Oliver Saracen on the mound. Saracen the pitch. Strike three. Three up and three down for Oliver Sarrazin. Impressive inning right there. So at the end of one, it is Hazen 0, Thetford 0. We'll move along to the second here. And Thetford will be bringing up Owen Goodrich, Liam Brooks, and Tommy Amber, bottom of the lineup. I can give you a Stones tidbit, Michael, today. Speaking of how careers get started. Let me make sure I have the real. In 1965, on this day, in 1965, the Rolling Stones played Jacksonville, Florida. In the audience that night, a young teenage Ronnie Van Zant,
Oh, cool.
who said, "I'm going to be a rock and roll singer,"
Yeah, that's cool.
and went on to be one of the greatest frontmen of all time. Of course, formed Leonard Skinner. And, you know,
He's not the only Van Zant, right?
no, there's a bunch of them. There's like three of them. Johnny is now singing with the version of Leonard Skinner that's out now, and then there's Donnie Van Zant, who's in 38 Special.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's is he a cinematographer of no relation, Gus Van Zant?
That I do not know.
Okay, I'll look that up.
That one I do not know. All right, Owen Goodrich, a junior for the Panthers, at the plate now. C-Card's still on the mound. High. High and inside. Strike. 1-1. Held up. 2-1. I gave him strike 2 on that. 2-2. That one way outside. 3-2. I think that did it clip him? Sending him down. I don't know if that was a hit batter or ball 4. Yeah, that's what it looked like to me too. It sounded like it clipped him. Liam Brooks, junior, playing center field today for the Panthers at the plate. There goes the runner down to second. Throw down. He's in. Strike 1 on Brooks. Goodrich moves down to second. Seacard wants to keep him at second. Trying the bunt. That one bunted foul, so that's going to make the count 0-2. Squares up the bunt again. That one foul. Count stays 0-2. One and two. That one low. 2-2. Miller keeps the ball in front of him.
I was tempted to switch it, but
Foul back. Two and two. Ball gets by Miller. Goodrich goes down to third. Goodrich in scoring position with no outs. Counts 3-2. All Brooks has got to do is get his bat on it. Goodrich with good speed. Takes a walk instead. Runners at the corner. Tommy Amber, a junior for Thetford. Strike one. Runner goes to second. Takes away the force. 0-1 the count to Amber. Leadoff hitter Dempsey McGovern on deck. He struck out back to start the game in the first. 0-2. Sharply hit, foul. Struck him out. Amber goes down swinging. Top of the lineup, Dempsey McGovern. One out. Runners at second and third. Top of the second, no score. Scores up to bunt. Bunts down. Seacard goes over. Run's going to score. Goes over to first. They're going to try and catch Brooks coming around third. But McGovern with a nice sacrifice. And Goodrich comes home to make the score 1-0. And we've got J.D. Farrell at the plates. Farrell popped out to Jake back in the first. 2 outs, runner on third. Count 1-0. One and one. That one popped way high. Seacard's parked underneath it, makes the catch for the third out. But Thetford puts 1 run on the board, courtesy of the Dempsey McGovern sacrifice bunt. Nice play. We'll move along to the bottom of the second. And we will send up Grayson McNaughton, John Seacard, and Jake Hazen.
so Lance, are you following the Capitals Hurricanes series?
I watched a little bit of it the other night. That overtime game, that was pretty good. Yeah,
Didn't the Hurricanes, weren't the Hartford Whalers before?
they were.
Yeah.
They were. They moved from Hartford.
I noticed your hat,
Yes.
and I wasn't sure if there's a connection to the series and you're wearing that.
I mean, I try to. I mean, it was awful because they moved him from Hartford down to Carolina. Like a year or two later, they won the Stanley Cup. You know. It
Well, it
was
wasn't awful for me. I was living there.
Yeah, okay. So you were liking it. You were digging it. Yeah, I mean the Whalers. I've have had family in Connecticut forever, so we used to go to Whalers games all the time. And I mean, just to show you how bad it was, though, the final Whalers game ever, my wife and I went down, and we got tickets like 3 or 4 days before the game, and we got great seats.
Yeah. You know, I was done with that franchise. So Arturs Urbe was their goalie for their Stanley Cup run, and then 2 seasons later, they sent him down to the minor leagues,
Really.
and I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this. I can't watch. I can't watch you all anymore.
I tell you, one of the greatest hockey games I've ever seen. Period. Plus, I got to see it live. When I was living in Connecticut for a year. The Rangers came up one night, early December. At the end of one, the Rangers were up 2-0. At the end of two, they were up 4-2. In the third, the Whalers came back and won 5-3. I mean, just a game. And for a strike on McNaughton.
I took Natalia to her first Bruins game.
Oh, yeah?
First hockey game ever.
Nice.
Oh.
How was it?
She's got a. She was like, do they fight like this all the time? And I was like, yeah, it's pretty much like that. And she was like, wait, we're gonna come back. This is great.
1-2. Fouled off. I got up to a Bruins Canadians game a number of years ago on St. Patrick's Day up in Montreal. That was fun. There's a shot. Underneath it, though, that was Evan Patterson making the catch, but that was a well-hit ball. John Seacard, our pitcher, up. High. Seacard chases high. That ball Grayson hit was up, but it kind of hung there, and I think that gave Patterson a chance to get over there.
I thought that was gonna get a little farther out.
Yeah. Sounded good when he hit it. Seacard. Foul back. Not quite to my car. He struck him out. 4 strikeouts for Saracen. Jake Hayden at the plate. Landon Miller on deck. 2 outs. Bottom of the second. Thetford up 1-0. There's strike 1. One and one, you count. 2 outs. Outside. 2-1. Strike 2. 2-2, 2 outs. Bottom of the second. Thetford leads 1-0. There's a shot. Oh, nice grab. Wow. Nice play by Owen Goodrich to make that play. Just kind of ranged over there, made the play, and walked it over to Amber. So 3 up, 3 down once again for Hazen. Thetford will bring up
Which one?
That last play.
This last one? As soon as I hear the crack, I can. Yeah, unless it's like.
Yeah, that probably worked then.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw him catch the.
Make the play.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and I think your instinct to stick on the infielder is a good one, especially when it's like watching them get it all the way back up here.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Lance, what's your thought?
with. My thought was I was going to read the sponsors. We move along to the top of the third. You're watching on ACTV channel 1080 on your cable streaming worldwide and archived at www.actv.us. Please consider donating the QR code on your screen or at our website. Our sponsors today, Green Mountain Technology and Career Center, gmtcc.lnsd.org, Jumpstart Your Future. And the Village Restaurant, 472-5701. Lance Hall with the call, Michael on tech, Lance McKenzie on camera. And what is your technical question, Mike?
What would you rather, because we just have the one action camera
Yep.
and the one fixed camera, if you were watching the game, what would you rather see? Would you rather see the defensive team bring the ball back? Is that the play, or is the runner the play? What do you think?
I think the ball, because, like on a play like that, the runner's going to come into the frame anyway, I think.
Yeah.
So I would say follow the ball, because that was a really nice play
Yeah.
that he made. That would be, that's where I would be at. We could always toss it out to the viewers, have them comment on our YouTube thing.
Not today, though.
Not today. We're not streaming live?
We're not getting good enough Wi-Fi.
Okay, we're not getting enough good enough Wi-Fi?
Broadband.
Okay. There's a shot right to Montgomery, straight at Montgomery. Over to McNaughton. That was Lawrence with that one. Oliver Sarrazin, a pitcher up now. Ball behind Miller. Evan Patterson on deck. Sarrazin had that swinging bunt back in the first. Got on first, then stole second. They loaded the bases up in the first, but Johnny pitched himself out of that jam. Three and one. I went outside. And Sarrazin walks. Evan Patterson up next. Patterson walked back in the first. Sarrazin down in stolen base. All right, Sarrazin at second, count 0-1, one out. Patterson at the plate. One out, and I do believe this is the top of the third. One and two, your count. That went high. That went way high. Way, way high. Throw down to third. Jay keeps it down in front. So Patterson walks. Lawrence. Hazen goes down to third. Excuse me. Andrew Spooner at the plate with one out. Runners at the corners. Runner goes. Miller's not going to throw it. Takes away the force. Any chance of a double play. Runners at second and third. Bunt down. C-card. And try and get a rundown. Okay, they got Lawrence at third as they were a little bit of a base running error. Spooner is on with a bunt. And I believe Hazen is at second. So they caught Lawrence at third because Hazen was right behind him. A little bit of overzealous base running there. Or aggressive, if you want to call it that. Owen Goodrich up. 2 outs now. Runners at first and second. Top of the third. Swing and a miss. Oh, and 2 your count. Outside. 2 and 1. Looks like we've got a pinch runner over at first for Thetford with a count 2 and 2. See if we can get a line on who that is. There's a hit out into left. That one's going to roll down. We're going to score 1. Other runners are going to hold. So Patterson comes in. Goodrich on with a single. And we're going to bring up Brooks, Liam Brooks. Pinch runner is an M. McGovern for Thetford, and I believe he's on second right now. Fast runner. McGovern back in at second. That one behind Miller. Count 1-1, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. 1-2. Foul back. Brooks. Liam Brooks walked in the second, then still second. Foul back again. Two and two. High, 3-2. Brooks walks. Tommy Amber. Struck out in his first at bat. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Top of the third. Thetford leads 2-0, and that ball way high. Yeah, kind of low like that. 1-1, 2 outs. Talking about a plane that's been kind of buzzing us up here. Flying around. There's a shot out to left. We're going to score 1. As going to score 2. McGovern and Goodrich come in. Makes a score 4-0. Newell having a little trouble with the ball out there. So 4-0, 2 outs. Runners at second and third as Amber's on with a double. And we go back to the top of the lineup with McGovern. Outside. I guess he called it a strike. Okay, 1-2, or 1-1. I thought it was outside. I thought I saw low. 1-1 you count. 2 out. 4-0. Thetford. There's a pop up. Will anybody get a play on it? Going back. Nice play. Nice play, Justin Montgomery, to end the inning on a high pop up in foul territory. So we'll move to the bottom of the third. Thetford puts 3 more runs on. Makes it 4-zip. Heading to the bottom of the third. It's been 1, 2, 3 innings for Hazen. We'll bring up the bottom of the lineup, Landon, and I believe Kaya Cloutier's designated hitting today for Zach Lemaire and Evan Lemaire. In our half of the third, see if we can cut into this Panther lead. A little bit of a breeze kicking up, a little nip in the air. I think I'm just going to opt to not start a fire, though, tonight. I'm just going to.
Yeah, you gotta. It's too late.
Yeah,
It's too late.
time I get home. Speaking of hot, though, in 1902, Mount Pele erupted. Took out everybody. 3 people survived that. The guy down in the jail, everybody hears about. There was a girl who hid it in a sea cave on a boat that survived it. And one other person that was on the fringes outside of the island when Mount Pele erupted. There was 25, 30,000 people got killed in that eruption back then.
I just love that segue. Talk about hot.
Talk about hot. Would have been real hot.
That was a real good segue.
Yeah, thank you. We'll be feeling like Mount Pele when we're out here at 80 degrees on Tuesday. Today we bring our parkas. Tuesday we'll bring our sunblock. 0-1 the count to Miller. That one outside, high and outside. That one was high and outside. I can see that. Saracen's had great control though. It's been 3 up, 3 down. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts. Grayson got a nice hit to center off of him, and then the second baseman Goodrich made a beautiful play the last inning on a well-hit ball. 2-2. That one popped back. Three and 2 your count. No outs. Bottom of the third. Landon Miller at the plate. First walk issued by Saracen today. First play to reach base for Hazen. Kaya Cloutier, freshman. I would say Kaya's definitely loose. He's definitely loose. No nerves here for the freshman. Want to know the count. Swing. Fouls back. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. Evan Lemaire on deck. 2-2. That one behind him. 3-2. Miller at first. Strike 3. Nice pitch. Evan Lemare. Owen Skorstead, top of the lineup on deck. 1 out here, the bottom of the third. Hazen trails 4-zip. Landon Miller on first base. Squared up to bunt and bunted. Evan Lemare. Did move Miller down to second. Skorstead at the plate. Chase Newell on deck. I thought it did too. The way it sounded awful dead. Lawrence misplays it at short. And Skorstead on. Wonder if that'll be scored as an error or not. Chase Newell up. All right, runners at first and second, 2 outs. Strike 1. Miller courtesy of the walk. Skorstead courtesy of the single. A little bit of a misplay there by by Lawrence at short. Down and had it. Here comes that plane again. That is, a big one. I feel like Les Nessman in the Thanksgiving episode of WKRP. There's a banner flying that says WKRP. Oh my God, they're turkeys. Oh, 1-2, 2 outs, bottom of the third. Runners on first and second. Hazen threatening here. Chase Newell at the plate. Saracen on the mound. Delivers the pitch. And he struck him out. And that will end the drama here in the bottom of the third. We'll move along to the fourth. And I will tell you who we're going to have up for Thetford as soon as I flip back to the other page and look at my notes. J.D. Farrell, Lawrence, and the pitcher Oliver Saracen due up in this, their top of the fourth here. Farrell so far in the first inning popped out to Jake. And popped out to Seacard in the second. I think that's about it. Okay, Farrell at the plate. C-Card remains in at the pitching. Chopped over foul. John's struggling a little bit. He does have three strikeouts. Saracen was 6. Unofficial. That one to the gap. That one's going to fall in. I'm thinking we're going to have at least 2 bases here. Ball gets thrown in. No. Nice play out there to get the ball in. Farrell with a double. But it was a little bit closer than what I thought it was going to be, as Lawrence is up now. Scorsed with a nice throw in. All right, here's Lawrence at the plate. That one high and outside. Lawrence has walked. And he hit hard to Justin last time for an out. Runner goes down to third. Puts himself in scoring position. Count 2-0, no outs. Top of the 4th. Ball 3. Let's walk. Lawrence walks. Runners at the corners. And this brings up the pitcher, Oliver Saracen. Saracen so far today, a hit, a walk, ball over to first. Runner goes, ball's high, throw down. Runner breaks for home. Miller dropped it. Farrell scores. As Miller dropped the ball, makes it 5-zip. And Lawrence goes down to third. Saracen still at the plate. Count 1-0. Thetford with some real aggressive base running. Foul back. A little bit of a scoreboard malfunction over there. He'll get it. That one high. Yeah, exactly. I know. It's been a long road trip there. Played, what, 4 games on the road past few weeks. That one really cranked foul. That was an impressive foul. Okay, now I feel like that guy on Fantasy Island. Deplane. Yeah, there we go, Lance. Get a shot of it. This thing's been buzzing us all game. The pitch high. All right, your count is 2-2. No outs. Top of the fourth. Thetford up 5-zip now. That one foul. Reaches out, pokes it out. Tried to barehand it, couldn't come up with it. Runner scores. Lawrence scores. Saracen just kind of reached out and kind of Kirk Gibson that thing, not out of the park, but he got a hit out of it. And Coach Allen's going to go out and talk to Seacard. His score now 6-zip. Evan Patterson on deck. We're going to have a pitching change. Patterson on deck. So far, Patterson has walked and then scored. So Coach Allen going to make a pitching change here. Try and follow along and see where everybody's going. And looks like he's going to move to Owen Skorstead to pitch. Okay, so when Skorstead warms up, we're going to have Patterson at the plate. There goes the scoreboard again. Oh, we have no outs. Okay, and the score is 6-zip. All right, Michael. Today is. You know what today is? You know what today is? I can't wait to see your response to this. Today is Free Trade Day. Free Trade Day. Yeah. Where countries remove all their tariffs and everything, and it's to promote free trade. What a concept. All right. It's also National Have a Coke Day. John Pemberton in 1886 first sold Coca-Cola as a patent medicine on this day.
Coca-Cola, one of our great.
Yep, it was a patent medicine back then. It was supposed to have medicinal qualities to it. Speaking of medicinal qualities, I always find these have medicinal qualities for me. It's National Give Someone a Cupcake Day. I'll take a cupcake anytime. It's always good medicine for whatever ails you. It's Coconut Cream Pie Day.
Oh my God.
Let's see. On a serious note, it's National Student Nurses Day. So, God bless our student nurses and all the nurses out there. And it's also World Red Cross Day. Of course, the Red Cross does fabulous, great things. I should have led with that one rather than conclude. I like the Free Trade Day myself. Cue Alanis Morissette. Isn't it ironic, don't you think? 1-0 to Patterson. The score is 6-zip. Oliver Saracen is on first. That one's going to go out to the gap between left and center. Saracen's going to come into second. He's on with a single is Patterson. And that is going to bring up Andrew Spooner next. Still no outs in the inning. Runners at first and second now. And the way Thetford's been aggressively running, who knows what they're going to do out here with no outs. They've been real aggressive. Pitch back. John Seacard gave way to Owen Skorstead. Seacard with 3 strikeouts, but he struggled. We've definitely seen him pitch a lot better. 2-0 the counts. Three and 0. Down to first. Gets by. They've moved Seacard to first. And they're just going to keep waving everybody around. Saracen score. Makes it 7-zip. Patterson down to third. It's going to bring Spooner back. With a count, I believe I heard him say 3-0. Tried to catch a runner at first, instead scored another run. Still no outs. That one's down in the dirt. Spooner's going to walk. Owen Goodrich. And McGovern goes in to run for Spooner again. We've seen him. He's fast. Goodrich up. Goodrich so far in this game got on in the second as a hit batter. Single to left in the third. Still no outs. Runners at first and second. Pitch in. 2-0. Liam Brooks on deck. That went outside. Miller's getting a workout behind the plate today. Bob and dive and weaving everywhere. And walks the bases full for Liam Brooks. Or are we going to have a different batter come out? I better go to my phone and see who we've got here. This is a number 12, is that? Looks like a pinch hitter for Brooks. I'm going to go with O'Shaughnessy at the plate for Thetford. Tall player. That goes right up the third base line. We're going to score 1. We're going to score 2. Patterson and McGovern both score. O'Shaughnessy gets on with a single. And the score is 9-0 here in the fourth with no outs. And is this Tommy Amber up? Yeah, Tommy Amber. One out, though. We do have one out. Runners at second and third. Amber at the plate. Owen Skorstead on the mound. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Hit him. Amber hits. He'll go down. Load the bases for Dempsey McGovern.
Dempsey McGovern play basketball too?
Yes, I remember the name. Yeah, yeah. I'm recognizing a lot of these names. Some great athletes down there in Thetford. Really good athletes. Their basketball team is. Their basketball team is really good. They've had our number in the playoffs the last number of years. There's a shot. Montgomery down. Run's going to score. Montgomery over to first. In safe. At first is McGovern. Goodrich scores. 10-0 now. And this is J.D. Farrell up now. 10th batter at the plate this inning. And now the scoreboard has changed. There is no outs. I didn't think there was. That one hit high. O'Shaughnessy's going to score, throw into third. Sacrifice fly for Farrell. Lawrence up at the plates. So now there's definitely one out. There's a poke out to right. That's foul. Montgomery over to first. 2 outs. But a run scores. .12. And this is the pitcher, Sarazin, up and pops out to Skorstead to end the inning. So we're going to move to the bottom of the fourth. Thetford kind of opened up on us in that one. And I double-checked in with Joe. Thetford beat us in the finals of the basketball this past March. Yes. I thought that what it was, but I wanted to be sure I remembered. That was after we had upset I believe it was White River Valley, who was like the number 1 seed. We upset them. No, they couldn't have been number. I don't know. They were a higher seed than us, and we upset them. And Joe, to get to the finals though, we upset White River Valley. Were they number 1?
They were the number one.
They were the number 1. So we took out the number 1 seed,
Yep, they were undefeated.
undefeated. We took them out and then played Thetford in the final, and Thetford beat us in the final. So
Jump.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too.
so go to the bottom of the 4th.
I think that White River game was the game that we missed. Was that the double? Was that
They
double?
played that one down at the odd.
Oh.
That was at the odd. That was at the odd. Yeah.
So that was not an upset?
What's that?
That was not an upset? That was, they were the top seeded team?
White River in the semis was the number 1 seed, undefeated, and we beat them down at the odd to get to the final to go in against Thetford, and then Thetford beat us. Thetford was, I remember Coach Hill telling me Thetford was really, they had a lot of seniors. They basically brought the team back from the year before, which was really, really good. And as you can see, they're really good athletes. Have either of you guys ever been to Thetford Academy, seen where the school setting is and stuff?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful setting.
Yeah, both my kids ran cross country.
Okay, yeah, huge cross country down there. I DJ'd down there a couple times back, early 90s, but of course every time I went down it was dark, by the time I got there. So it was like the winter time. So I stopped by one spring. I was cruising down through 91. I said, I'm going to pull off. What a campus it is. Beautiful. All right, who do we have up? Montgomery. Justin Montgomery up here in the bottom of the 4th. Saracen stays on. He's got 6 strikeouts unofficially in this game. Montgomery in the dirt. 1 and 2. Grayson McNaughton on deck. And it'll be John Seacard after him. Throw down to first. Got him out. Yeah. High shot to left. Left fielder parks underneath it, makes the catch. Well hit ball. Dempsey McGovern able to get underneath it though. John Seacard. That one low. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th. Turned on that one. Foul ball. Two and 1. That one out to center. Underneath it, though, was Liam Brooks. So a couple of well-hit balls. But the outfield, the defense there for Saracen. So we'll move along to the 5th with Thetford up 12-0. Michael, what would be your walk-up music if you were...
I was just
You were just contemplating that, weren't you?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure that I have like a real sincere answer, but I would love to walk up. I feel like if I were a major league player,
Yep.
I would love to walk up to like Donna Summer or something else, just like real upbeat and
Okay.
maybe unexpected.
All right. Yeah. I remember there was a player. I think he played for the Angels. His walk-up music was "Careless Whisper" by Wham. It was
Yeah,
great.
yeah. I think I would
Yeah.
walk up to a
How about Lance McKenzie?
You know, I think the best baseball song is John Fogerty, Center Field.
Center field.
I know. It's almost cliche.
Yeah. That'd be yours.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of the one I would like to use, but it takes too long to build. Is "In the Flesh" by Pink Floyd. It's got this great build-up, but it takes too long. So if I'm going to go for a quick, hit 'em hard while I'm walking up,
Yeah.
Ted Nugent's "Stranglehold." That opening riff just takes your face off,
But
you know.
that sets a real expectation of your performance on the field.
Darn right it does. You know, if I'm going to walk up to Uncle Ted, I better be ready to perform.
I feel like if you walk out to George Michael or Donna Summer or like something like that, people know you're there.
You're just having a good time. Yeah. Do like the Beach Boys Kokomo or something, you know.
Yeah.
It's the loudest that men's road.
Okay, I'm trying to see if we have.
Is that running at 30 frames a second?
It's lower resolution and lower frame rate.
Yeah.
Let's see who we have. Scorsted's going to stay on the mound.
The other video says it doesn't jump.
I think some of that might be the capture card that it goes into.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, and we've got Patterson up to lead things off here on the top of the fifth for Thetford. Patterson at the plate. Scorstead pitching high, 1-0. Spooner would be up next, and Owen Goodrich. A little bit of wind coming up now from behind us. That one well hit. Out to left. Makes the catch. I can't see a number of who's in left now. I don't know if they've moved or anybody around or not.
Left is number 1.
Number 1.
Team was focusing on the 2
Okay, Zach Lemaire then. If that's number 1. Or was it a number 7? I think it was number 7. I got Chase is playing.
You got it, 7,
Yeah. Okay, Chase, yeah. All right, Spooner popped up behind us. So 1 out for Thetford here. Top of the 5th. Spooner at the plates and Goodrich on deck. Out to left again. And that one drops foul. Wow, what a hit that was, though. And not foul by much. Spooner got a lot of bat on that one. Spooner's a junior. Chase getting a workout over and left now. Scorstead delivers outside.
I'm grateful for one thing. The wind is out of the north.
1 and 2.
No matter that.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Just past Montgomery. That was a screamer. I thought he was going to grab it. Spooner on with a single. Brings up Goodrich. And there goes McGovern. M. McGovern out to run for Spooner as Goodrich comes to the plates. That one hit right to Montgomery again. Slow roller over to second. Gets the force for 2 outs. And this is going to bring, this is O'Shaughnessy, I believe.
It is easy.
2 outs. 0-1 the count. That one jacked. It's high, but it's fairly shallow. Nice play. I mean, that was hit a mile high. I'm trying to see who made the catch because I know Owen was in center. If we can get a number. 3? So that's McNaughton over in center now. Nice catch by Grayson. I mean, it looked like that was really, I mean, it was hit a mile high in the air, but it was fairly shallow. Okay, so we're going to move to the bottom of the 5th. Score 12-zip. You are watching Hazen Varsity Baseball here on HCTV, channel 1080 on the cable dial, streaming worldwide and archived at www.hctv.us. Our sponsors today, Green Mountain Technology and Career Center, gmtcc.lsd.org, Jumpstart Your Future, and the Village Restaurant, 472-5701. You can also read about this game in the next edition of the Hartford Gazette, your community-owned newspaper. HCTV is celebrating 20 years. Well, we're incorporated in 2004, 2005 is when we started producing content. It's never too late to celebrate. 20 years. And I can say, come this winter, I will have been here for half of them. Did my first basketball game for HCTV in 2015. Yep.
Wait, is this 10 years?
This coming basketball season will be my 10th season. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Did my first one in 2015. I remember getting a call from Leaf.
So are you talking about play-by-play or?
Yeah, play-by-play.
Game?
What's that?
Well, how long have you been doing pregame?
Same time. I started I did a couple of lineups, and then Leaf gave me a call like a couple games into the season, and started, and yeah, it's gone by quick.
We got to get a camera on you when you're doing that. That is so cool.
Oh, I tell you.
On a camera on Lance, like just slowly backing out the door, like.
Yeah. Well, when our players come out, of course, they turn out the lights, so I have to turn so I can stand, even though I know the names, so I can see them.
Yeah.
I don't want to have a brain cramp.
I think that is my favorite part of the basketball game is watching the reaction of the visiting team.
Especially this season.
Yeah.
The reigning, the defending.
I did at least save that for the playoffs, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was one girls' game where, like, I think you started and there was just like double, triple eye rolls.
Parkman on the mound, and I believe, if I remember right, his first name is Sam Parkman on the mound for Thetford. Here in the bottom of the 5th, and we've got Jake Hazen coming up to lead things off. So Hazen gives away to Parkman here in the bottom of the 5th. Hazen finished up with 6 strikeouts unofficially. Jake's going to walk. And that's going to bring up Landon Miller. Spooner goes out to chat with Parkman for a minute. Strike one. Miller takes strike one. Kaya Cloutier on deck. 0-2.
I'm just gonna stay for a second.
Kind of off his hands there. Over to third. Jake back. Nice play by Farrell. Kind of jammed him. Evan Lemaire on deck. One out. Bottom of the fifth. High. Jake still on first. Swing and a miss.
I've got a better walkout song.
Yeah?
Let's Dance
Let's Dance.
by David Bowie.
David Bowie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good choice.
I think so, yeah, a little bit. Also, if you only get like 10 or 15 seconds of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
2-1 the count. One out. 2-2 the count. Once again, we'll be back next Tuesday, the 13th. Hazen will be hosting U32 here at Hudson Fields. And once again, the weather, I'm hearing, is going to be a little bit better than today. Although today hasn't been bad. It's chilly, but it's not horrible. The wind is at least, when we have the wind in our faces, that's when it gets chilly. Walked him. So Jake will go down to second. Kaya will go on first for Evan Lemaire. Owen Skorstead will be on deck. One out. Bottom of the fifth. Scores up the bunt. Foul. Oh, and 2. Parkman on the mound. The pitch struck him out. Lemaire. 2 outs. Top of the lineup, Owen Skorstead. Started out in center, then got moved into pitcher. Strike one. Again, what we're seeing here today is a veteran team laden with juniors and seniors who have played together. These guys, and they obviously play multiple sports together, so they know each other. They're doing well. Ball down over to first. Third out, and that will do it here from Hudson Fields as Thetford's going to get out of here with a 12-0 win over your Hazen Wildcats. Like I said, though, Thetford, again, juniors, seniors, they played multiple sports together. They've known each other. They went deep into the playoffs last year before losing. Hazen, we're in rebuilding, but we're doing okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's going to take a little time, and you can watch it all unfold more on Tuesday, May 13th, right here from Hudson Fields, and we'll be taking on U32. Lance Hall with the call. Lance McKenzie on camera, Michael on tech. You've been watching on HCTV channel 1080. Our sponsors today, Greenmount Technology and Career Center, gmtcc.lsd.org, Jumpstart Your Future, and the Village Restaurant, 472-5701. You can read about this game in the next edition of the Hartford Gazette, your community-owned newspaper. We'll see you Tuesday. Till then, live every moment, love every day. Bye-bye.